Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hardcore Minecraft. This will be episode 4, and I want to start today off with acknowledging a few things as far as behind the scenes aspects. One is that I know there were audio issues for the first couple episodes, which I believe should be fixed now, so the quietness of the recording should be better. Just there were some things I had to fix in order to make the recording go better. Also, nothing crazy has been happening in this playthrough so far, and I want to acknowledge that right now we're in sort of the foundational aspect of this world where all I'm really doing is cultivating stuff, and I expect that these episodes will be better as sort of like a revisit to see how this world started because I do plan on this being a long-term world, and I hope to get a lot of stuff done, and hopefully eventually it'll be pretty cool, and then these episodes will just serve to sort of see how it started, just having a couple animals and a little house done. The last thing I want to acknowledge is that the full screen on my game doesn't work if I have a recording software open, which is why you have the little black bars at the top and bottom. Which is it's because I have just like random stuff showing there, and I figured black bars would be better than having that random stuff, just that visual noise. So unless I find a fix, black bars it is. Okay, with all that out of the way, it is time for us to get ready to go to the Nether. We got plenty of food. I just want to get a little bit of better gear before we fully commit to that. Most notably, an iron sword. And I also think it would be wise to grab a bunch of cobblestone and to make a shield. Okay, shield acquired. Pop that here. We got bow and arrows. I wonder if we have stuff to make more arrows. We do. Just a couple more. Okay, arrows acquired as well. We can I know I wanted to save my experience trying to get Fortune 3 pickaxe, but if I can get protection or fire protection on this chest plate before going into the Nether, I would not be I would not hesitate to do that. Okay, I got some enchantments on my armor, and I totally forgot that we are going to want to have a piece of gold armor because uh of the piglins. Normally I don't bother, but in hardcore mode, I don't want that to be a problem that we have to deal with. So, I'm going to head down to the mines and get a little bit of gold. Unfortunately, we do not have fortune yet, which would really help because we only need to get like 4 more gold. So we'd definitely be able to get enough quickly. Um, but we only need 3 or 4 more. I swear I thought there was gold down here. Am I totally... Oh, it should be across there. I'll just build to it with my spare cobblestone. This was meant for the nether, but it's not a huge deal. I know cobblestone is like really hard to get and all, but it doesn't bug me too bad. Okay, 3 more gold is totally enough to get our piece of gold armor. I totally forgot that we were gonna need a flint and steel when I used all my flint to craft my my arrows. So we're just gonna have to break this till we get a flint. There is one more thing I was considering, which was live streaming when I made these episodes, which I just think would be kind of fun, and it would allow people to see a little bit more of what was going on since I cut out some of the boring stuff. So if anyone's interested in that, please just let me know, and that might be something I do in the future when I'm making these videos. Alright, we got a flint, and we definitely have a steel, so let me just grab these pork chops I threw in, and I don't want to use... No, I'll just use a coal, I don't care. I try to be efficient with my use of fuel, but not all the time. Okay, now we will find a spot to put our portal. I'm not going to be able to do it on 0, 0. That'll be too far away from everything. But if it's at negative 400, that would be good. And as for the x coordinate, what would be good on that? 600 might be a little far. I think it would go this way. I'm probably annoying people. I don't think there's anyone who cares about doing this way. We'll go negative 500, negative 400. 500 is not a multiple of 8, I don't believe, but it's still an easy number to use. So right here is where we want our portal at. The y coordinate does not matter really at all to me for this. And again, eventually we'll decorate this portal and make it look cool, and we'll have a whole highway system. For now, I'm just building a portal, and the fact that the corners will be filled in makes it fancy enough for me. Alright, here goes nothing. Before I go through, I'm going to grab that gold out of the furnace and make myself a pair of boots. Not the most ideal piece of armor, I prefer a helmet, but I don't actually know if it matters at all. Also, I'm going to grab some lapis and enchant these before we put them on. Even unbreaking I'll take for gold boots. Fire protection 1 will do us good. Okay, so we got a pretty good set of starter armor for this. I'm gonna keep the iron boots on me if I want to get into a fortress, because I don't think piglins can even spawn in fortresses. So when we get there, I'll be more worried, especially about wither skeletons. All right, here we go. Okay. I don't want to waste time. Okay, definitely don't want to waste time getting my spawn area safer. So we'll start by containing this lava, and then building a little structure around our portal. We only need this to come out 2 blocks, I think. And I'll put the entrance in like the worst spot right here. It'll make it annoying to get out of here, but it'll make it safer. Because nothing will spawn facing directly into the portal. I already see some hoglins, so good thing we're making this safe. Alright, we got an ugly cobblestone box built around our nether portal, so it's time to look for some nether quartz. Ugh, I really don't like the Crimson Forest. They're like the hardest biome to get through, in my opinion. But for once, I don't have to worry about piglins, because I normally never wear gold armor. It's our combat proficiency test. I think that was a solid B on that. It's pretty much Crimson Forest as far as I can see, so I'm gonna actually try and mine through this back wall that goes into a soul sand valley, because that'll be a little more open. Hopefully we can find a fortress. We're also pretty high up, so it'll be hard to tell if we're above a lava lake. It looks like we are. But there's the end of the Crimson Forest. Those bone blocks might actually be helpful for us. Since we're so early on, it can make a huge difference with our farming. And yeah, that is a treacherous area. This looks like it just falls down. Yeah. We're gonna dig a staircase down instead. Straight from here. And there we go, we can already get some XP. I think this is a safe fall. Safe enough for me. think this position is preferable to where we were. We're not at huge risk of falling now. We'll just keep going down though. That fall is a little longer than I would like to make, but I'm just gonna go for it. The pro stair building tech. Not really. I'm gonna have to fall again. But now we can just build all the way down. This spawn area is not striking me as a magnificent place to find uh netherite. I just above a lava ocean or lava lake, sorry, never is really ideal. But now we can just start exploring around. I want to bow if I'm going to tussle with all these skeletons. Well, I died. So, that was not wise. Um, Man, I don't even know what to say. I guess it's time to start a new one. So that was our little trial run of a hardcore world. Okay, so my first recorded try at a hardcore run was not exactly a resounding success, but we weren't even 5 episodes in. Honestly, barely even 3.5 episodes in. So I think it's fair to call that a trial run and say my expectations for this series have been set. And I'm totally just gonna start again. I think I'll start again by live streaming, which will make this a little more engaging and give a little bit of a better view of how I play. And I'm also going to be much more careful and meticulous with how I play, and not go fighting 20 skeletons my first time going to the Nether. So we got a trial run in. We know what to expect now, and I'll see you guys for a new beginning soon.